like
Kyle,
this.
I've been loving that you started sending clips and jokes from early Simpsons. I'm like, yes, got him.
Some of that shit really is hilarious.
So
some of the jokes that are just peppered in that are not even for adults, but for smart adults. It's pretty good stuff. There's a lot of that. Sometimes it's some little like silly joke, but then there's some good stuff in there, and it's just situational comedy. Sometimes is so good.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of skipping around in the first 6 or 7 seasons. I think I was just watching Who Shot Mr. Burns.
Yeah, that was a good one. That apparently at the time, everybody got it wrong.
Everyone got it wrong, and it was like, I remember talking about it at work.
Yeah, there were office pools and stuff.
As big as Game of Thrones ever was, it seems.
There's nothing like that now, is there? I guess it's just the culture of there's not a shared time slot of cohesion where it's like, I guess that's just what it is. Like, it's not, you don't show up on Friday having watched a show on Thursday to make like bullshit small talk with someone at work.
I feel like if a show's big enough, like we all watched Game of Thrones within minutes of it.
Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, things like that.
Those are probably the last ones.
Transcend that stuff. I don't know what it would be right now, but yeah, for sure. The shows that back then when you had 3 or 4 channels, everybody was like, what else were you going to watch last night? Of course, everybody tuned in at 8:00 to see Who Shot Mr. Burns. It was a real cultural thing, and The Simpsons was so popular in the early '90s. It was kind of a cultural phenomenon. It really took over. That whole South Park bit about The Simpsons have already done it. It's like, yeah, wow, God, you click through there, and it's like, holy shit, y'all have done everything. In the opening sequence to the Who Shot Mr. Burns episode, part 1, Bart's writing on the chalkboard, "This isn't a clue, ... or is it?" And that's before the episode starts. Like little stuffs like that. Having it on HBO or Disney rather, and just being able to watch every episode. Man, growing up, it sucked. Like it was hard to get into a show because, first of all, a 9-year-old doesn't understand every Tuesday at 7:00. Like I'm probably gonna have a hard time picking up that schedule and sticking to it. Yeah. But on top of that, you missed that one episode. Now you're out of sequence and you're never getting it back. Like
I did that with the only show I would do that for as a young kid is it was either 7 or 7:30 a.m. every Saturday morning. The new Pokemon would come on. And I was like, I'm right in the age of where Pokemon was our jam throughout all of grade school. So like me and my friends, like we would all get up early Saturdays and watch it and talk about it like as 7, 8-year-olds, whatever it was. Yeah, there's nothing like that anymore. And I bet people now, like young people now, probably think The Simpsons is fucking horse shit because they don't even know there was a Simpsons before like the last 20 years. Like The Simpsons has been a bad show for 20 years. Yeah. 20 plus years. It's been a shit show. Every time I rewatch The Simpsons, I've said this before, I get to like season 8 and I'm like, I'm always thinking it drops off so fast between 8 and 10. And then you get to like 10. It's like, this is still pretty good. Then you get to 11 and 12 and it's like, oh, now I remember why I stopped watching around these times. Like you see the characters change a bit. Like they've ruined their reputation kind of among young people. Like they're a joke of a show. They're a total joke of a show. They're just a slot filler at this point.
I don't know how it stays on the air.
It's terrible. It's genuinely embarrassing. I will not watch a new Simpsons clip. It's embarrassing.
If you did want to watch new Simpsons, where would you find
Disney? Yeah, Disney has season 1 all the way through current.
Okay.
So Disney Plus does. Yeah. But yeah, it's easy to forget how good it was of a show back in the day.
Yeah, I'm really liking it. It really was big back then though. Like Bart Simpson was a celebrity, as weird as that sounds. I just watched the one where Bart discovers a comet and it turns out it's heading towards Springfield and it's going to destroy it. And Ned, of course, has a bomb shelter. He's the only one with a bomb shelter, and Homer shows up and he's like, "Flanders, get out of there. We need your shelter." Like, I'm kind of using it, Homer, but I knew
Homer, I did pray diddly pear for this, and you didn't.
Like, I thought this might come up, so I made enough room for both of us. And Homer's like, "No deal, get out." It's like, all right, I'll share. And every main character, like Dr. Hibbert and everybody shows up and jumps in there, and there's not enough room for them to close the door, so Ned gets kicked out somehow.
Like Krusty's in there. And then Ned sings "Que Sera" as he's preparing to die.
Whatever will be, will be. Yeah, it's it used to be a really good show. King of the Hill was just as good, I thought. I never understood why it wasn't as popular. It was just a different kind of comedy. It was that sort of dry.
Yeah.
It definitely an older brand of comedy. Homer's supposed to be like 35, 36 or something, I think. I think so is Hank Hill, but he feels ancient. Hank Hill is like an old man who's 30.
Yeah, he's like the 40-year-old boomer, or however old he's supposed to be, 38. I think they're both supposed to be like late 30s or something. But they're just different. Like King of the Hill, slice of life, not going to be as off the wall goofy.
I like that the Simpsons had a good sex life too, because and King of the Hill, like they shake hands at their wedding or whatever. They have this very passionless, and there's love, but no, I don't know. There's definitely no lust. But Marge is like, hey, homie, it's been a while since we've snuggled.
Homer, it's been too long since you put it in my ass.
Pretty much, yeah. She's like, you set some time aside to take care of me.
Yeah.
There was one time Mr. Burns was going to destroy Homer, and she's like, I wish I could do the accent, but like, when all a man wants is an occasional snuggle, it's really hard to destroy him.
Yeah.
So you can't take that away.
Because Homer has no expectations for life. It's
As long as he gets his dick wet now and then, he's a happy guy. He's not wrong.
And the celebrity guest spots are always really good. I like Patrick Stewart. He's on there occasionally. He was the head stonecutter. He was number one. I watched the stonecutter episode.
That's such a good one.
He destroys the fucking ancient scrolls and like just keeps making it. He's
if you destroy the ancient scroll, may your stomach expand and your hair be stricken, but all but 3 hairs. I was like, I think he should have to take a different vow than the rest of us.
We all take the same oath.
We all take the same oath.
Taylor, name what is your single favorite Simpsons episode? What do you got?
Oh man,
I got mine. Hank
Mr.
Scorpio.
Plow is one of my favorites.
The Hank Scorpio is a great one.
That's a good one. You say yours, Woody. There's so many.
It was the Scorpio one. Hank Scorpio, is that it?
Yeah. That's where Homer gets hired by that crazy James Bond villain who turns out to be such a cool guy.
Yeah.
Just such a fun boss.
Homer, it would really help me if you killed someone on the way out.
You pick up that gun.
You kill us. He's like throwing grenades. And he's like, you know what, Homer? It's devastating to me, but I'm gonna wish you the best, the absolute best. Love your family, love them, have a great time. Like, just that's a great episode too. That's a really good one. Homer at the Bat is one of my favorites. That's like season 4, where Homer's the softball team, the Mr. Burns nuclear power plant softball team. They're losing to like the police agents or whatever. And so Mr. Burns is like, Smithers, I'm going to hire 9 different professional athletes. And Smithers is like, Mr. Burns, what's going to happen if 9 injuries occur? And Mr. Burns like, oh, heavens, 3 injuries perhaps, 5 an outside chance, 7 entirely possible, 9 unfortunates. 9 what do you say? 9 misfortunes. Oh, I'd like to see that. And then it goes through like 9 misfortunes of all the different guys doing
Daryl Strawberry
Homer
gets arrested.
Daryl Strawberry
Man,
gets arrested.
what I do now?
One of them like gets addicted to like some 1920s tonic that gives him gigantism, something like that. Very, very good episode. Homer at the Bat. I don't know if that would be my all-time favorite, but there's just
I don't know. I know
Homer Badman. That's I should have said that one. Homer Badman, where Homer gets accused of sexual harassment because he pulls that gummy off of like that woman's ass.
Oh,
yeah.
Isn't there one where Homer and Marge discover having sex in public and how hot it is?
Yeah.
Golf course and mini golf, I think, involved.
Yeah, they get trapped in there, and they're
like bangs are in the windmill or something.
like I think it's like they're fucking in the windmill, and like Ned Flanders being annoying is like Rod's like, Dad, my ball didn't come out of the windmill. And he's like, hell, Rod, let's go in there and take a look. And then he goes down and like is like trying to get his eye in there, and like Homer's like putting his very good. That's a good one. I do like that they have a good romantic life. Doesn't seem like they would, because Homer's much grosser than Marge.
Yeah,
As a couple.
definitely. Marge is always working out. Like you see Marge doing aerobics all the time. When Barney got like obese, she was the one who worked him back into shape. They're like jazzercising together. No, it's great. I like having it all on Disney. It definitely makes Disney a bit more worthwhile.